G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here on Gorge to witness some action-packed gameplay between two Conqueror 3 players as they prepare for the next Age of Empires 4 S-tier tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning in on the south side of the map in the colour purple, playing as the Juicy Legacy. It's Give You Anxiety. And on the north, in the colour pink, playing as the Ayyubids, it's Kiljardi. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gorge. It is a pleasure to have your company today as we witness these two Conqueror players go head-to-head on Gorge. I like this map. I like this map a lot. It encourages you to get out there, fight. It's kind of easy to wall, but at the same time, pretty easy to break those walls down. Anyway, if you were enjoying this content, I don't think I mentioned, if you could leave a like on the video, really helps out with the traction of the video. And let's get into it. So, this matchup, Ayyubid, Juicy Legacy. A fun matchup, especially from the Juicy Legacy side. Typically, as the Juicy Legacy, you're often only making infantry. So the camels, not really that relevant here. They're not going to be able to pick up that camel unease bonus as easily as the Juicy Legacy do love to play that infantry style. And we know the GUA, we've seen him playing many games recently. He loves to get out on the map, loves to get aggressive. So hopefully we're going to see some of that from him today. And I'm curious to see whether he plays into this style that I've started to see take over the Juicy Legacy. Now, the Juicy Legacy has developed over the last couple of months. When they first came out, all the rage was the fast castle. Then slowly people worked out, well, hold on, the 2TC is actually better than the fast castle. And now people are starting to work out that 1TC, Tang Dynasty, is actually the way to play the Juicy Legacy. That's correct. We've seen it multiple times. In fact, Crackety has actually messaged me. He said, hey, Drongo, I just beat Vortex using this strategy. He sent me another message saying, I just beat Demu using this strategy. He sent me another message saying, I just beat... who else did he beat? He beat Puppy Paw with this strategy. He's beaten everybody with this ludicrous strategy. And so people are starting to catch on that, hold on a minute, all I need to do is make a Meditation Gardens and make some Jugunu, and I can just win. I'm curious to see where the GUA is going to be looking to take the same approach today. We've seen him play the Juicy Legacy before. We've seen him do a similar strategy. The only thing was he never really goes all in. We've seen how Crackety plays it. Crackety pulls villages. He says, that's it, we're going for it. And that allows him to buffer up the front. Because you've got to remember that these villagers, they've got a fair bit of health on them. 50, well, 65. Is it 65? No, 75 with the textile upgrade. That's a good little front line that you can get. But now that age up's going to come through. Meditation Gardens, he's got a wonderful little spot down here. Don't think he's going to be looking down here, though. He's spotted it all out, but the villagers aren't moving. And yeah, that's another case of GUA not really looking for the best spot to place down his Meditation Garden. It's going to be picking up 25, 50. If he's lucky, maybe 70 resources per minute. Not the best, when realistically you could have gone for like right here and picked up 48, 98, and then a whole bunch of trees. Maybe a little bit more down here. It's one of those things where you really got to invest in it. Really got to look for it if you want it. But now starting to move over to wood. Have a look at this. Villagers beginning to move over onto the lumber camp. I'd love to see that second Imperial official start to come out from him right now, because we want to keep one over on the mill, and now we've got plenty of villagers on wood. We want to have that Imperial official over there as well, but it's not going to be the case. Just the one Imperial official to start him off. On the other side of the map, Kiljardi about to age up. It's going to be the military wing for him, out of all things. Not going to be looking to go into that eco wing for growth, which has been very popular. I'm curious to see whether he goes into the fast castle, because normally that is the follow-up to this opening. It's going to be the military wing into the fast castle. Scout going to be moving out into the middle of the map as well, looking to spot out any information he can about the Juicy Legacy and what their plan is. One thing to note is this right here, it's not very long for this world. I can tell you that much. Camel, ranged attack into this, completely nullifies this. Part of the reason why I love going for that mill next to the town center, which... whenever I'm coaching over on Patreon, if you'd like to go check out, if you want to improve, give it a look. But one of the things I often talk about whenever I'm coaching the Chinese or the Juicy Legacy, opt for that mill next to the TC. It just makes life a lot easier. Sure, you have to kind of fork out another 50 wood at the 9-minute mark, but at the 9-minute mark, you don't really care that much about 50 wood. It's not a big deal. Archery range now being thrown down for GUA. Still only going to be on that single Imperial official opening, which is kind of wild to me. Normally at this stage, I'd expect to see 3 Imperial officials out. One over on the wood, one over on the food, and one helping out with the archery range. But it's not going to be the case here. It's just going to be buffing up the archery range. Camel comes out. GUA already has units on the map, so we talked about this being not long for this world. Well, hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen, because the Desert Raider isn't going to be too long for this world. Keep in mind, he's got 5 melee armor, but no ranged armor, which means the Zhukunu absolutely melts him. Now, towards that north side, Killjadi does have 3 vills on gold. No outpost on the gold, to me, indicates probably not going to be a fast castle, and has gone for a double stable opening. So looking to go into a second Desert Raider here. Could be looking to get around the edge of the base, maybe towards the gold. Maybe have a look and see if he's on stone. Obviously knows the fact that his opponent's already got the Zhukunu out. It's unlikely that they've gone for anything else. At this stage of the game, the focus is going to be heavily on those military units. But now behind the scenes, it looks like we've got that Golden Age about to come through. Sitting at 7 out of 10. That'll give him 8, 9, 10 out of 10. And that feels good to be getting it nice and early. At the 6-minute mark. It should be coming in a little bit after that. So not a bad little timing, but GUA going to be adding in the second archery range as well as the second Imperial Official. Have a look at this. Exactly what he needs right now. Ideally, you want to add in that third one as well. You don't really need the fourth one. I mean, the fourth one's nice if you're not really paying attention, because you can micro your Imperial Officials to be picking up all the tax in between, but it can get hard, especially if you leave the mill away from the town center like this. It means that you will need to issue shift commands, and they're always a little bit buggy. Desert Raider in the middle of the map, though. Tier 1 is activated on that Golden Age now, so a little bit of extra gather rate bonus applying. It's going to be 10% for all resources. So basically, like he's gotten all of those Tier 1 upgrades, not to mention that he's already got those Tier 1 upgrades, but it's like he's gotten them again. That's a pretty nice little bonus that you can have. You're going to coming out, looking to just put some pressure on that Desert Raider. It's got some decent speed. Have a look at that. He's moving quickly. 1.62 movement speed. Up against the 1.12, so the Zhugs are going to be a little bit slow behind the scenes here. Third range now thrown down. GUA building a line of archery ranges towards his opponent. A distinct lack of units at this stage, though. He's sitting on 9 Zhukunu, when ideally 7 minutes, you could probably be closer to 20 Zhukunu. So a little bit behind. But have we got that blacksmith coming down just yet? Doesn't look like it. Second village has been thrown down. The blacksmith is going to be really important. Getting that extra bit of damage in, not to mention that armor is going to help him out a huge amount. And have a look at this. Really, quite a lot of units coming out from Killjadi already. In fact, Killjadi's almost got as many horsemen and desert raiders as his opponent has Zhukunu, which I guess is just speaking to the efficiency of GUA's opening at this stage. Keep in mind, GUA's a great player, right? Like, he's Conqueror 3, he's top 50 at the moment. He's a really good player. But when it comes to efficiencies, we've still got a little bit of a way to go for him. Barracks is now going to be coming down behind the scenes. He spotted out those horsemen because of that 2 Zhukunu raid. That'll mean he's got a little bit of an opportunity to get ahead of his opponent. Keep in mind, the barracks is going to be supervised up. Actually, is he not supervising it? I don't think he is supervising it. He's not supervising it. These should be coming out in 6 seconds. And now we've got the camels building a battering ram. Oh, no, don't you do me like that. The military wing. Oh, look at this. 8 minutes into the game, and the Ayyubids, with their camels and their horsemen, are now building a battering ram. I don't think I've ever seen this before. The Ayyubid battering ram camel push. It's happening. The scout spots it out. Zhukunu coming through. Does he pop everything inside? I don't even think you'd want to do it. But now, eating those horsemen alive, yet to receive their +1 ranged armor. You can see just how much damage they're taking. Oh gosh, it's not even close. And you can see very quickly Killjadi realizes, oh god, what have I done? I've picked a fight with the wrong guy. I'm making the wrong units against this. And indeed, it definitely feels that way. I think maybe Castle Age makes the most sense here, and that's exactly where he looks to go. He could technically click up with that advancement very, very soon. We'll have to wait and see whether that's going to be the play, as the battering ram does go down. And GUA's built up a pretty decent mass of units here. Just a handful of spears is all he needs to deny any potential threat from those horsemen, as long as they're able to just to be there and help out in the fight, because the last thing that you want are those horsemen to just be rampaging through all of your Zhukunu. So just keeping them on the backside, just ready to take out any horsemen that come through, makes a lot of sense. The Zhukunu will be focused on taking down both of these units, but the primary focus will be those Desert Raiders. Moving forward now, he's actually just going to dive the spears in. GUA, you got to be careful. You might get him picked off, and this is the part that gets scary. Yeah, so he does the right thing. He keeps them at the back. You don't want to be losing these spears. Blacksmith will go down. 9 minutes 30 into the game. Feels a little bit late. I tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen an Ayyubid player utilize that battering ram build ability out in the field. Age up's coming through. It's going to be the Culture Wing advancement, so getting up a little bit faster than what you normally would. I feel like in this situation, it doesn't really make sense to go into, but hey, you do you, Killjadi. I'm not going to hate. I would have preferred going into like the three dervish just would have made so much more sense, right? Like, you click that button, sure, it's like an extra 20 seconds later, 400 resources later, but all of a sudden it's just like guaranteed I've got all 3 relics, or all 5 relics rather, guaranteed I've got all 3 sacred sites. What happens if you go Castle Age? Like, you get +1 ranged armor, you get plus, he doesn't even have a blacksmith though, so he's not going to be getting +1 ranged armor, he's not going to be getting +2. He'll get veterancy on his horseman, but that's about it. GUA going to be looking to push now. Numbers are pretty decent here. I didn't even realize that the Jukunu and the spears actually stand in formation together. They're in the same line. GUA now pushing up. He's got to be careful to keep those spears back. You don't want them diving in ahead of the Jukunu. Outpost now on the front side. Siege engineering. We'll check and see whether it's through. It's not yet, but he's got +1 range attack and ranged armor. Could just look to siege down this outpost. He's going to go for it. Looking to commit now. Keep in mind there are villagers inside. But now with the age up coming through, it's only a matter of time until GUA forces this fight. He's saying right now, either I kill these 5 villagers, or you try and fight this army. And you can see the best time to fight it is right as the burning starts. The villagers should make a run for it right now. And there they go. Villagers on the run. He's managed to keep all of them alive without losing too many units. In fact, he's only lost the 1 villager out of it. But Kiljadi playing that perfectly on the defensive there. Would have loved to have seen just a little bit more assistance, but at the end of the day, he does the right thing. He falls back, and now the Camel Lancers are going to be out. Keep in mind the Camel Lancer, very effective against cavalry, but still pretty decent here, considering its armor. The Jukunu does 5 damage. The Camel Lancer has got a total of 4 ranged armor. So not going to be doing too badly up against these units. But now GUA getting baited over towards the west side of the map. This is the opposite of what you want to be doing here. So GUA taking the bait and following this cavalry over towards the west side, just naturally moving towards that angle because his opponent is over there. But this is the right call from GUA. He wants to start sieging down these buildings. Really, really important. If he can find villagers, definitely look to try and take them. We had, whatever was here was probably a spearman by the looks of it. Either a spearman or a villager. Not sure. It does look like he traded out the villagers. GUA. Don't leave your spears alone. Spears alone up towards the north. Jukunu unprotected right now. And meanwhile, Kiljadi's going to start to pick up reinforcements, which is a really smart move. So expect GUA to just be rallying towards home. Just keep all your units here. Wait until you're on about 10 units and then send them out in waves. Much more efficient. Have a look at this. Villagers might get caught out of position here. GUA, he is hunting, giving a little bit of anxiety to his opponent, Kiljadi. Gonna try and keep the villagers alive. They got their gold sacks on their backs. At least I think they're gold sacks. What are they? Goldman sacks, maybe? Maybe. Anyway, over towards that east side, another spearman comes in, just being really annoying here. And the villagers, I don't know how they're that quick. 1.29 movement speed. Will manage to escape. One of them will go down. Second one, third one, potentially will go down here as well. More Jukunu in the middle. He could actually look to pick up all of these villagers. In fact, I think that might be the case. 7 workers at the moment. Beautiful micro coming in from GUA. A little bit behind the scenes as well as the spearman is going to go down, but he should be able to clean up all of these workers. 3 remain. Still a little bit of damage to go. 2 remain. And I think GUA is going to be really happy with that cleanup. He's taken out double digits now. That's pretty good. I think he'll be happy with this. Still plenty of workers out on this map for him to be taking. But GUA's got to start thinking about getting the Castle Age now himself, because there is a big risk. And that risk is the Ghulams. Mango fires off, does a little bit of damage, doesn't hit the nail on the head exactly. Gets it a little bit scruffed on the edge. Still in though. And now looking to pick off those Desert Raiders on the back. Mango shot, once again falling a little bit short. Looking to pick off the cavalry. Decent job here, keeping that front line alive and also making sure that Mango is not getting in a lot of damage. Jukunu number continues to rise. GUA now crossing that 35 Jukunu threshold. Means more than 100 damage is coming out. You can one-shot these Ghulams. Well, sorry, not one-shot, two-shot them. But GUA looking towards the north side. I think he might be thinking about throwing away a couple of units at the same time. Towards that top side, the spears are making their way. Mangonel's exposed. Mangonel is really exposed. Only a little bit of damage on the one Jukunu in that situation. And there they are, spears. Now going to be turning their attention towards the mining camp of all things. Get out of here, mining camp. We've had enough of you. Wolf, not going to be slowing down GUA. Not today, and the villagers make it out unscathed. A couple of really low health villagers in there, and GUA finds himself on the wrong side of the map. He is behind enemy lines right now. Ghulam chasing away these units on the top side. GUA will switch him over to income per minute. so we can see exactly where he's at. Decent amount of units out for him. He's outnumbering his opponent 3-1 at this stage, but remember, does not have mangonels. Jukunu looking to come through. Unfortunately, the Gulams are here. They're so damn quick as well. Mango gets its first good shot of the game, hammering home 3 of those Jukunu. Still plenty of villagers towards this top side. GUA is looming. And now the desert, or rather the Camel Lancers together with the Desert Raiders, looking to try and pick off a couple Jukunu here. He's trying to do a bit of a run through the base. Gulams may pick him up. He's got to be careful. Wants to avoid going underneath that town center. It's exactly what he does. That Mangonel is roaming, and look at the number of units coming out from GUA. He will spot the Mangonel. Mangonel firing down the hill. Nice little shot. Manages to take out 2. Mangonel will go down though. Gulams looking to try and hit back on these Jukunu. You can see him focusing them down one by one. Doesn't want to get that attack move on. You want to really be focusing these units down. Exactly what he's doing here. Still not really at that critical mass. He's technically there, but you can just feel it doesn't feel right for him. Hopefully GUA looks towards that top side. There's plenty of villagers up here. We know about that. He knows about that. Whether he actually does it is a different matter. And there we go. Villagers going to be under threat here as Jukunu are rallied on the way. And you can see he's positioned right next to the gold vein. Spears working down this mill. GUA putting pressure on the east side. Kiljadi still holding on for dear life. A single Mangonel. Couple of Desert Raiders to mix it up a bit as well. And now the Gulams. This is where it gets scary. This is a lot of Gulams. He can't one-shot this many Gulams. He can't one-shot any Gulams, in fact. Have a look at this. He's really struggling to keep it all together. Might need to think about changing up the formation. The problem is, when you've got your formation like this, not all the Jukunu can fire at the same unit. You can see these ones over on the edge. Watch what happens to them. They have to walk in a little bit just to get these shots off. So it's actually better to, instead of having them in the line formation, just run them in the standard formation when you've got this many Jukunu, just so you can guarantee a little bit more coverage from those bolts. But now towards the top side, the Jukunu able to kill a couple more villagers. There's going to be 2 that go down, and the gold is once again idled out. Kiljadi trying to keep that head above water. Gulams towards the north side. Keep in mind these villagers up here. He's got 11 workers. At the same time, Jukunu just running for dear life. They have got so many Gulams following them across the map. It is just raining Gulams at the moment. Not to mention Mangonel, Manganique bullets, because you are technically playing as the Ayyubids. The Manganique is one of those units that's barely unique. You know, it just gets a slightly different attack. It's a pretty legit attack, and I like the way that you can use it to attack further than what you should be able to, which is pretty cool. It's very good against buildings as well, and it's very, very nice in team games. Lest we forget the battle of, what was it, December 16th, something like that. That was a good day. GUA looks like he's starting to stack up food here. Still can't really move into horsemen. Could go into palace guards. I think palace guards would be okay, but you're up against castle age Gulams, so it just doesn't feel like it's going to work. GUA actually going to be the one that gets caught out on this northern position. Gulam also coming in on this top side. Now GUA once again doing a bit of a run around. More Gulams on the south side. Look at this. Kiljadi just doing a wonderful job of finding those villages in extraordinary locations. But to be honest, he's just said, okay, where are the deer? Where are the boar? I'm just going to send a couple Gulams over there. And I'm not going to have to worry about him. And that's exactly what he does. Now looking to siege down a couple of bit of production. We can see on the back, what is going on with this? A little bit of a wall coming up here? Is he trying to stop the villagers from gathering on the inside? Maybe. I don't even know what's happening here with this wall. What is this wall all about? I think he's walling out his own villagers so they can't gather from the inside because the trees are already chopped. So I think the villagers might prioritize going to them because they're in their villager AI mind. They're like, ooh, the tree is chopped. I must go gather from that chopped tree. When in reality, it's like, please just get these ones on this side. More Jukunu and spears towards the front. GUA putting on the pressure, really giving anxiety to his opponent. You can see where he gets his name from right now. It was his mum who actually gave him this name. No, not really. I tell you what, my children give me that name. Jeez Louise, there is some days I just wake up and I'm like, man, my stomach. I feel like I've got a stomach. Nope, that is anxiety. That's anxiety right there. You children. I love them to bits though. You love them to bits. I tell you what, Kiljadi's done a wonderful job of not losing too many vills this game. Can't say the same for GUA. He's already lost 13, and it's still going up. Gulams are on the backside. I don't know where he's losing villagers at the moment, but he's lost a fair amount. Meanwhile, towards that top side, Mango gets a good shot off. A little bit of idle time coming through from Kiljadi's army. Only a handful of units towards the front. GUA needs to get to Castle Age. more attacks over on that. Oh my lord, look at the villager count that's gone down. He's lost 19, just as we were talking about not having that, that really strong... Well, just as we were talking about having that very strong reaction time and protecting the villagers, he loses a whole bunch. And I tell you what, he's about to lose a whole bunch more. Need to see these Jukunu brought right up underneath this outpost so that the villagers have got nowhere to run. Now, behind the scenes, the Ghulam's going to be looking to chase it. Xiangnan Tower going to be coming up of all landmarks. There's the villagers. Number 1 gets taken out. Number 2 gets taken out. Number 3 not going to be going down here. Escapes with 3 of them. And this is just one of those things that GUA could have easily avoided if he just stood a little bit closer to that outpost. You hate to see it. Villagers being left on the table there for free. Landmark is going to be coming up. Ghulam working its magic. Going for a double hit right there. And Xiangnan Tower is going to be delayed. Keep in mind, this is not the Castle Age landmark. This is the Song Dynasty landmark. So he's not even going to be going up to Song Dynasty, or rather to Castle Age just yet. Berry's now under attack. No farm transition, by the way, for GUA. 21 minutes into this game, which is rare to see from a Juicy Legacy player. Normally, you see that farm transition coming in around the 13, 14, 15-minute mark at the latest. But production on the front line. He's got 4 archery rangers still producing at this stage of the game. Struggling a little bit to get the food that he needs to win. Could this be a case of bring the villagers? It could be. It could be the case. Now that farm transition will come through the granary. I would have loved to have seen this 5-6 minutes ago. It would have meant his food economy is in such a healthy position. Oh my lord! The Manjanique from downtown gets an absolute blast of a shot. Oh my lord, was that beautiful. You just know Kiljadi's setting up for it. Have a look at this. 75 military pop against 27. Oh, he's got a second mango. Oh god, no, here he goes. Kiljadi. GUA. He's looking, he's looming. He's preparing for it. All the buildings on fire. GUA knows he needs to go. Moving towards the top side. Kiljadi's gonna spot him out. Mangonel shot. 3. Jukunu go down. Behind the scenes, we've still got a little bit of action. Villagers throwing down outposts. GUA trying to find a way back into the game. Walls also coming up on that north side. Still 5 relics out on this map, ready to take. And GUA realizes, you know what? I don't think I can take this army. I can try and dive the mangoes, but if I do, you know what's going to happen? These Ghulams are going to eat me alive. And this is where you need Springalds. This is where you need a flanking party. Either horsemen, palace guards, something to try and take these units out to get in behind so that your Jukunu don't have to risk their own lives to do it. Because they can technically take them out. But if they do that, then they're getting too close. You'll lose too many in the process. The spears could also be a candidate for it. But GUA is just going to start losing buildings more so than before. A little bit of damage, not too much. Town center now firing down. Villagers gonna get pulled from the north side. Look at the amount of Jukunu that are coming in. GUA rounding the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Watch out, the Mangonels. He very quickly realized, hold on, I think I'm out of position, guys. I think I'm out of position. Oh god, ladies and gentlemen, I think he's out of position. GUA is looming. He's looking. He wants it. He's following these units around the backside, looking to try and corner them. And indeed, he's done that. The Manjaniques from the top rope. Big damage. It's a huge amount of units that have gone down right there. It looks like we've probably lost about 7 or 8 souls from the Juicy Legacy. Second shots from the Mangoes down towards the villagers. Fortunately, nobody inside them at the moment. And now, slowly but steadily, the double Mangoes continue to wreak havoc as GUA is now had the table flipping on him. He was once the giver of anxiety, but now he beeth the receiver of anxiety. And look, I'll be honest, it's not a fun position. It's not fun. It's a real tough position. I don't like anxiety. It doesn't feel good. I like GUA. I just don't like it when he gives me anxiety. I played against him before. I tell you what, he gave me anxiety. I still talk about it to this day. He's the reason I full wall everything. Jukunu moving forward. Jukunu looking. Landmark will go down. Keep in mind, he should stay in the Song Dynasty. Even if the landmark does go down, he will not go back to the Tang Dynasty. So he'll still get all those bonuses. He will just lose the bonus of the landmark itself. A little bit of damage. You got to remember that with these Manjaniques, they can technically fire further than the Mangonel, just because those shots do come out a little bit further. Farm transition well and truly in now for GUA. You can see he's thinking about going to Castle Age. Even if he gets to Castle, what does he do? He goes Castle Age, immediately puts down a Siege Workshop, immediately gets a Springled out, and wins the game. That's how he does it, right? That's got to be how he does it. Landmark victory now approaching. One of them's been taken down. Second one going to be under threat here. We can see was, yeah, somewhere in the region of about 62 resources a minute, so definitely not the best. Shaolin Monastery now going to be rushed up. Out of all the things, he goes for the Shaolin Monastery. His opponent's been Castle Age for 15 minutes at this point, and he says, you know what? I reckon I can get a couple relics still. GUA behind the scenes, still working his magic. Outposts have come up. Let's try to distract the opponent. Another village going to go down here. I tell you what, Kiljardi, you can call him the village hunter, because he is just hunting these villagers down. Castle Age comes through. Expect to see a siege workshop thrown down. Imperial official brought over. Expect to see a Springald immediately brought out, but remember, it's not just the Mangonels or the Manjaniques that he has to get through. He also needs to get through the Gulams. So even if he gets veterancy right now, even if he gets +2 ranged attack, he'd actually be in a good spot, because he'd be doing 2 damage to the Gulams and not 1 damage, which is lovely. Hopefully we see some crossbows coming out. There's the veterancy. It's going to take 35 seconds. Remember that also the Gulams can just charge the Springald, so you've got to be really careful. Now under attack, GUA's whole base is getting torched at this stage. He's quite literally turned the tables 180 degrees. Springald's out. Just remember, as soon as Kiljardi sees this Springald, he will just charge it. That's all he needs to do. Manjanique does pull up. Springald in the back. There she is. In a nice little spot here as well. Villagers on the gold vein could be in trouble. We enter into the cinematic mode once again to watch the Springald face the wrath of all the Gulams. The Gulams are angry. Mangonels missing up towards that top side. Nice little hold for the moment. Needs to keep the Springald alive. Springald, turn around and face your fears. There we go. Springald still thriving. Needs to pull villagers to get the repair off. He's trying to keep it alive. He moves it through the position, but it's going to go down at the finish line. Vils come forward. They're going to be the hero the GUA needs to save this game. The veterancy has finally come through on those Zhukunu. I don't know whether he's got +2. Let's quickly check. He doesn't have +2 just yet, but he is going to be having a little bit of health there. Landmark is burning down, and GUA finally scrapes together a Castle Age and manages to get in. But I tell you what, I don't know about you guys, I feel like Kiljardi behind this has been booming like an absolute madman. I don't know about you, but I reckon, think about this, okay? Those units have been the same units that we saw walk into the base. He's never added more units. We saw 2 single Gulams join the army about over here. That was it. Every other unit has been around here for the last, what, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes? And you know what Kiljardi's been up to meanwhile? This. Look at this. Triple mill coming out. Double town center. I don't know why triple mill's big, but like he's got lots of farms. That's the point I'm trying to make. Big investment here. A lot of farms. But look at the military numbers. GUA. Now going to be looking to even this one out a little bit. Villager kills, 26 versus 22. Or rather, 26 versus 24. But there is a second town center in play, which means the advantage now sits with Kiljardi. He's up 20 villagers in this game. Golden Age Tier 3 now coming through. Gets a little bit more production speed. Now moving up, the Zhukunu. Still yet to pick up their +2 ranged attack. Forcing those villagers off the gold. He's not even going to get 1 kill. You hate to see it. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me, villager. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, my friends. Look at these fearless villagers just walking out to the gold vein like, we never got the memo about Chukunu? What Chukunu? Ah, Chukunu! Outposts? Kiljardi just has random outposts in the back of the base? Didn't see that before. A little bit of a cleanup on this backside. Looks like the nest of bees still alive for the moment. Village is coming forward. Okay. Oh, he's doing it. Oh, he's actually going to do it. He's going for the landmarks. It's actually happening. Ladies and gentlemen, GUA has learnt from the best in the business. Crackety here. He is going for it right now. All the villagers getting called to the front. 53 villagers, 62 Zhukunu. And GUA is a man on a mission. Keep in mind, there are only 2 landmarks in this game for the Ayyubids. If GUA is able to take them out, it's going to guarantee his victory here today. There's no 3rd landmark he needs to worry about. Look at the camels raging down upon the villagers. Zhukunu, I don't know whether he's got +2 ranged attack yet. No, he still doesn't have it. GUA, don't do me like this. Behind the scenes, we can see all those towers are coming up, pushing forward. He's looking with these. Having a look with the nest of bees, seeing if he can find a shot off to the center of the mass. The villagers there could look to repair. It's not going to be the case. One of the bees goes down. Second bee goes down. No need to call Jason Statham today. And the Mangonel shot comes through on all of those villagers, slowly but steadily, sieging down those backliners. Double Manjanique on the back. Plenty of vills to repair it up. It looks like he might be thinking about going in. Mango shot. A little bit over the top. Little forward. Now villagers running into the gauntlet. First Mango goes down. Second one focused down. Should be able to take it out, but the repairs come through. Not going to be enough. Continues to kite backwards. GUA working the magic. He's got himself a beautiful little choke point right here. If only he had +2 ranged attack, it would be helping him out a huge amount. He would be doing double the damage that he is doing right now to these units. But unfortunately, without it, it means he's only doing 1 damage apiece. He's thrown away all of his villagers, and with that, he throws away the game because this attack is not destined for victory today. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be it. What a pleasure casting today's game. GUA putting on an absolute show for us. Go and check him out. I'll leave a link in the description of where you can watch him live over on Twitch. Go say good day for me, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. What a game. Jeez Louise, that was a good game.